I'm Chris.
Hi there, I'm Amy.
Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm a social worker here at EWU. So what kind of brought you in today?
Well, I've been feeling really anxious a lot. Just feeling really anxious. I've been having what people have kind of told me that they're anxiety attacks. I just feel like, shortness of breath and just a real weight, on me.
Those can be really difficult.
Yeah. And at times it feels like there's this giant gorilla on my back, and this 800-pound gorilla that's just kind of sucks the life out of me, and at times I have trouble breathing, and it's getting in the way of my relationship with my family and my parents, my siblings and stuff, and even our relationship, I feel like it's kind of strained a bit because of that.
Your relationships sound very important to you. Can you tell me a little bit more? How long have you guys been together, and how are you and your family getting along and stuff?
Yeah, we've been together for a couple of years now, and my relationship with my parents have always been important to me. But just for the past several months, I just seems like I'm just really not keeping in touch with them, and I really do think that has a lot to do with my anxiety.
And so, what sort of things are you getting anxious about?
Just life, school, work, anything that. Every time I get overwhelmed with something or a little stressor happens, I just get this flood of anxiety, and it's to the point where I can hardly function.
He spends a lot of time fighting it. We haven't been spending a lot of time together, and he's just so busy trying to get it to go away, and nothing seems to help. He might solve one problem and then he's anxious about something else, and it just seems kind of like a never-ending cycle, just always fighting it.
Yeah, that does happen quite a bit.
Well, and it's really good that you have a supportive significant other that wants to come in here with you and work on these things.
Yeah, it's important. It's important to me. I just feel like sometimes there's, my anxiety just gets in the way of so much. I just wish that I wasn't struggling with it so much. It's like that gorilla, like I mentioned. I just feel like I'm fighting with it all the time.
So, what would kind of happen if you stopped fighting with it?
Well, that would be great. If I could just stop fighting with it. I just don't know how. I don't know how to stop fighting with it. It's just there, and it feels like we're just kind of in this one big wrestling match, I guess you could say. But it's like, it pushes me, and, I have to push back, because if I feel like if I don't push back, then it's just going to overtake me, and then my life's just going to, just spiral out of control.
Yeah. Has there ever been a time where your life has spiraled out of control?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, a specific incident I'm thinking of is just, several weeks ago, my anxiety got so bad, I just shut everybody out, including her, and I just shut everybody out.
Well, do you think that if you had less anxiety or had a better way to deal with the anxiety, that all your relationships would improve?
I think that it would help. I don't know if all of them would improve, but I think that they would. The relationships that I have with the people that are most important to me would definitely improve.
And he spends so much time focused on trying to get it to go away that, I sometimes wish he would just ignore it, like not to discount what's going on with him, but I wish it would just, I wish he could focus on something else when that's going on. And I wish he knew some other way to deal with it than fighting with it.
Have you ever tried another technique? Have you ever tried to not fight with it and not struggle
Well,
with it?
I've tried to ignore it, like Amy said, but I haven't been successful in just ignoring it. I try to ignore it, and it feels like, going back to that gorilla analogy, every time I try to ignore the gorilla, it feels like it's, beats on my back or my head even harder. So the more I try, the worse that it gets, it seems.
I feel like if he could just focus on something else when that was going on, he doesn't have to fight it, and maybe if he could just focus on doing something pleasant or that we want to do, that might help. He just gets so wrapped up in it, he doesn't want to deal with anything else.
Is that kind of what you see?
Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose, trying to, focus on something else, trying not to, keep my mind off of it.
And you've tried keeping your mind off it before? How does that kind of work for you?
It seems like when I'm busy doing something, it seems like it's a little more under control.
And I actually hear that from a lot of clients who are in similar situations, that staying busy or staying active can help keep their mind off of, unpleasant thoughts.
Yeah, I guess I suppose I could just, accept that it's there, accept that, I have anxiety, I have this, and instead of trying to fight it so much, just accept that it's there and kind of, move on, try to keep my mind off of it, but not trying to just ignore it so much, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, maybe just acknowledging that it's there and not wasting your energy in fighting it, and just kind of seeing how that works out for you.
Yeah, I think you would have a lot more energy for other things if you weren't trying to go at it with it all the time.
Yeah. That's a good point, because I do feel like I don't have a whole lot of energy much, and that may be because I'm just fighting with this thing so much.
Yeah.
Well, I want to be respectful of your guys' time, and so let's schedule up another appointment, and let's come back in 1 week and see how you're doing with this.
Okay.
See if you are accepting these things, and if maybe that's helping your relationships.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Rick.